Welcome back, everybody, to the Mental Minute. Thank you for joining us again. We are on the topic of PTSD and depression, and we have our special guest, Mr. Jasmine Roberson, who has been giving us an inside look on his battles, struggles, and also triumphs when it comes to PTSD. He is a 14-year military veteran, father of four, music producer, and business owner. So in this part, I really want to talk about music. I know music is
Mhm.
very important to you. So I would like to talk about creativity in regards to your mental health.
Mhm.
So, when did you fall in love with music?
Ooh, I always, I would say I always loved music, but on the creative side of it, I would say I was in the fifth grade. So I want to go back to like what, 92, 92, 93.
Oh, you're giving your age, sir. You're giving your age.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm blessed to be the age that I'm at right
Yes,
now.
absolutely.
So yeah, it was about that time frame. It was we had back in Connecticut, we had this thing called I think it's all city chorus,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Now even if you can or can't sing, you was in it, no matter what. It was just like a requirement. You are in it. So one day, I think her name was Miss Wilson. Yeah, Miss Wilson at Kendall Elementary School. She was a music teacher, but she played the piano. So one day I was beating on a desk, like giving a drum pattern to what she was playing. And then I got my friends to come along with it and start, doing certain things based off of my direction. And the teacher went with it. She went with it. She enjoyed it. She had fun with it. And then at the class, I thought I was gonna get in trouble. Even though she enjoyed it and everything, I thought I was gonna get in trouble. She was like, you know what, Jazz? You got a gift. You got a gift. You hear things that people normally don't hear, and you put sounds together that people normally don't put together. But you got a gift. You might want to explore that, you
Mm.
know. And from there, that's just where it started. And then after that, you know, I got my best friend. My best friend started rapping, so he had wrote this rap, and I thought it was dope. So you know, that's something that I want to try. So I tried doing it. I wasn't as good as he was, in my opinion. So, I ended up stopped doing it at I think at the age of I want to say the age of 13 is when I actually stopped rapping.
Do you want to
So
dust off your microphone maybe
oh,
and give us a little 16 for the
let me
people?
I no.
It was worth a try.
No,
It was worth a try.
no. But yeah, that's when I fell in love with music.
Okay, so do you feel like music is a form of therapy?
Hmm. Now that I know what therapy means, yes, definitely. Definitely. Have you ever heard a song that resonate with your soul and that you actually felt
Yes.
from the musical standpoint, like the instrumentation to the lyrics?
Hmm.
I mean, that alone, if you can't get no belief that music is therapy from that, then I don't know what rock you living under. So I believe music is therapy, yes.
And as far as creativity in regards to mental health, I've been conversing with a few people in regards to that, and I personally feel like mental health, mental illness, go hand in hand with creativity. Some people I've noticed give and do their best work when they're not in the best of mental states. Do you think that is something that you can agree to for yourself?
Not only I can agree to that, but I can give you a quick story. I was in Egypt back in 2005. This was the summertime of 2005. And I'm I'm not gonna say old school, but I was doing music with, you know, equipment, and like this was before computers came out and people started doing music on computers. So I had this PlayStation game, I had keyboards and stuff like that. So that's how I created my music, and I brought that with me um, into the military. So I'm in Egypt, and I met this guy named Will, and we happened to be at the port, and one of the Egyptian soldiers had dropped their weapon. I don't know if he was on guard all night or what, but he dropped his weapon, and the weapon shot off when he dropped it. So we in the back of this military vehicle called a Humvee, and um and all we heard was like boom, 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 ting, 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 ting. So we all dropped down in the vehicle, got up when everything was clear. Come to find out, the rounds from that soldier's weapon actually hit the vehicle that we were in.
Mm. Wow.
So I'd never been shot at before. I don't know what that feels like. I never heard a gun hitting something real close, well, a bullet hitting something real close to me, other than being at the fire range, but that was different. That's
Mm-hmm.
meters away. But that hit that close, it kind of shook me up a little bit. So he had a computer and this program, and he was doing music when in the office that we were in, and I asked him about it, and he showed me the basics of how to operate it, and then from that point on, I took over his computer.
Mm.
So he had left. He was like, "Go ahead and mess with it. I'm gonna go to my room or whatever the case may be." And the drive was about 25 minutes away. So that entire time, instead of thinking about almost getting shot, I just put it all in the music.
What does actual sound, what does it do for you? Like, is it like another language for you? What does the actual sound itself do for you?
Mm-hmm. The sound itself rejuvenates my soul, man. It gives me a whole different type of energy. I'm gonna try to explain it the best way I can. It's like, you ever have a taste for something in particular, like a certain type of food,
Yeah.
and then when you get it, it's like, oh, it's like the best thing ever.
Yes. A
That's how it
Reese's
is for.
cup for me. Not
So the Reese's cup for you
hmm
is how I view sound.
Mm.
And it could be any sound that gets my thought process in the creating mode going. I
Mm-hmm.
could hear birds chirping, and if I listen very closely and they got some type of rhythm to it, I start creating a beat based off of that, based off what I hear. And it might
Right.
not even be a rhythm. It might be just my mind saying, okay, they doing it in the rhythm, like this is
Mm-hmm.
dope. And I'd be the only one hearing it. But yes, it rejuvenates my soul. It puts me in a trance where I'm not I'm not on earth. I'm not a part of this world. I'm just in my own little world with just sounds and colors just going all over the place. Kind of like a hippie moment when they smoke weed, how they used to say it,
Mm.
how they used to illustrate that on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see mushrooms
Yeah.
and you
I
see
think that's
elephants
not weed.
flying,
That's what was that?
LSD,
LSD or
yeah,
acid? Yeah.
whatever it was. But
Mm-mm.
that's how I view sound.
Right.
Sound puts me in that type of space where anything is possible.
So for you, it's mental and physical.
Yes.
So music for you holds those two forms. Mentally, it's healing you
Hmm.
and physically as well, because it puts you in a place of peace, in a
Hmm.
place of healing. So therefore, it's a form of therapy for you.
Yes, it is. Definitely.
That to me, I mean, I feel like there are so many different ways to reach someone.
Hmm.
And instead of giving them the textbook options, um, if you look at the more creative angles, there are so many different ways that you can reach and heal and help people who suffer from mental illnesses. I think of people who do like spoken word. To me, that's them speaking. A lot of times their hurt, their pain, their most darkest moments and different ways, but it's the expression that they're able to do it under that's healing for them, and art,
Hmm.
same thing. You'll see a picture with a black dot on it that's worth $30,000, but it means so much. We may not understand it, but the
Hmm.
person who put it up there and the person who actually created this artwork knows what place they were in and where it came from and why it
Hmm.
means something to them. So I think it's very important that people explore other alternative ways of therapy through music, through art, poetry, through sound, through all different ways of healing. And that is definitely something that I would like for this platform to open up and educate people on the many different ways that people that suffer from different forms of mental illness help themselves heal.
Hmm.
So I thank you for all of your input. I mean, this is really truly going to help someone. Sometimes when we open up and we're transparent about the things that we deal with in our life, it's really blessing someone else. So we really truly appreciate you for being so open, so transparent, and helping us to open the door to talk more freely about mental health. It's so taboo these days. And I think it's sad, people cringe when you talk about mental health and they pick 1 month out of 12 for mental health awareness. And then after that, it's like, oh, it's just swept under the rug. So, the idea of this whole thing is just to make it an everyday conversation because this stuff is
Hmm.
real every single day. So
Indeed.
I am grateful for you and for the light that you are spreading with your music all over the
Hmm.
world. I do have um, two more questions. One is, what advice do you have for someone dealing with form of PTSD and depression like you have?
Communicate. Find the best way you can to communicate how you feel. Find the best way you can, because the more you hold that stuff inside, the sicker you get. You start feeling like you can't do certain things, or you'll build up that amount of anxiety slash frustration to the point where you end up hurting yourself. And that's one thing that you don't want to do. You
Mhm.
don't want to hurt yourself, and you don't want to hurt anyone else neither. So I, from a person that had a communication issue, I would say communicate, express how you feel, because somebody will listen to you.
Mhm.
Somebody will listen to you. Just communicate.
And for the people who come across someone or relationships, family members, what advice would you give them with dealing with someone like yourself?
Okay, I have a two-part answer to that. for people that's watching this or listening to it, be genuine when you ask someone how they feeling. How was your day today? Because you never know what that person went through prior to the time you speaking to them or you seeing them. And be prepared for them to give you that real, honest answer. If you're not willing to listen to them, don't ask. Because all you're gonna do is just make it worse for that individual. And you might not intentionally do it, but just understand how those questions, those phrases, and those words mean something to people that struggle with PTSD, mental health. You know, they looking for someone to talk to. You know, so when you ask those questions, how are you doing today? And they be like, and they offload on you, be prepared for it.
Mhm.
Be prepared for it. Give them people a outlet, a chance to let off their steam, let off what's on their mind, because you might be saving someone's life. You might be saving someone's life. So be genuine with it. People can feel that. People
Mhm.
that going through the struggle of, of with PTSD, like for me, I could feel when someone is not genuine. And it's just gonna make me worse. It's just gonna make me feel worse about it. It's like, you know what? I don't even know why I'm talking to you. I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with my day by myself or the best way I know how. You're just making it worse. So be genuine and listening to people. And the people that's actually struggling with PTSD and some form of mental health, find something that you can hold on to. You know, this is not forever. The trauma that you experience, the memory of it is, but the feeling isn't. For me, you know, I've been out the military for 4 years now, and I got this chain right along with the elephant. It's my favorite animal. But I got this chain with my kid's name on it. So whenever I feel like I'm by myself or where I feel like I'm in a situation where it triggers something that happened to me, I hold on to it and it just brings me back to reality. Like I'm not going through it. This is just my mind going elsewhere. I'm not physically there. So I recommend you have something that you can hold on to, some piece of happiness that you can hold on to, because it will get you through it a lot quicker than you trying to deal with it on your own and try to the trying to decipher if you're actually going through it again or you in reality. So that's my opinion on it. And that's my suggestion to people.
Okay, so what would you tell someone who just received their diagnosis?
Say that again.
What would you say to someone who just received their diagnosis?
Oh, um, I would say to them, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Trust the process. You know, and it's hard to have someone like myself tell you to trust the process when you just get into it. Don't be afraid of the labels, because those labels nowadays can help you. You know, they can go ahead and really give you the help that you need. You just got to be patient. It's going to be a struggle. I'm telling you, it's going to be a struggle. I'm not telling you this is going to be easy. It's going to be struggle. It's going to be a struggle every day. So just trust the process. Talk to someone. If someone is willing to be there for you and listen to you, talk to them. Let it all out. If you have someone that's willing to help you, let them help you. Don't be afraid of the help, because it's not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. Just trust the process. That's basically what I have to say. Trust the process.
Well, very wise words from someone who is in the process of overcoming um, PTSD and depression. And it is a beautiful thing to see the growth and to hear about the growth in your journey. So again, I thank you for your story. I thank you for your time. We are also grateful for your service. And I just pray blessings over your life from now moving forward. So that is going to conclude our first ever show of the Mental Minute. And there is going to be so much more to come. So if you have a story that you want to tell, if you want to bring awareness to your mental illness, I will be posting a link for email information that you can reach out so that we can connect, so that you can tell your story. And until then, I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.